I hope the last week class you don't have any doubts. So next, with related to that, we have discussed about the structure of a neuron. Just stop with that. So before entering to the how a nervous system functions in our body, we have to know about what are the different types of nervous systems we are having. So this is a short summary of it, which I have copied from Wikipedia. You can get the same from the Wikipedia under the nervous system in humans. You can get it. So you can see it as there are two systems are there. One is known as central nervous system, another known as peripheral nervous system. There are two. Central nervous system is included about brain and spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system includes from the spinal cord to the other parts. That means communication between the central nervous system and the rest of the body. But this peripheral nervous system is again divided into another part known as motor nervous system. That means this motor nervous system is responsible to conduct the impulse from the central nervous system to the effectors. Effectors means where it has to go and act. And this motor nervous system is again divided into two. One is known as autonomic nervous system and another one is known as the somatic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system means which is involuntary in nature, and the somatic nervous system is which is voluntary in nature. Involuntary in the nature means movement of the muscles around the stomach. It is not under the control of us. It is under the control of the autonomous nervous system. Another one is under the somatic nervous system. The somatic nervous system is under the control. That means under, for example, skeletal muscles. So we are deciding where to go, how fast to go. So whether we have to run or whether I have to take something which has kept above for the movement of the hands. So those are under my control. So they are known as somatic nervous systems. And this autonomous nervous system is again divided into two, which is not there in your syllabus, but if you come to know you, it is good to understand. It is divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. That means whenever a system is autonomous in nature, that particular system has to function in all the conditions. For example, in our body, these conditions means sometimes our body will be resting, sometimes our body will be very vigorous. For example, when a dog is coming to bite us, so everything has to function. We have to run or we have to fight against it, any of this. So both the time we need for to in order to do that. There are two systems. Autonomic nervous system is again divided into two divisions. One is known as sympathetic division, another known as parasympathetic division. Sympathetic division means fight or flight. Either you fight or you run. Parasympathetic means in a normal condition. Whenever we are in a calm, cool mode, nothing, all the system is running perfectly. So there the messages will be done with the parasympathetic niche. Clear? And sympathetic and parasympathetic division is also related with the hormones. We will study that, how they are functioning when we come to discuss about the endocrine glands and its secretions. So then we will discuss about it. I think you got this. So this is the main thing you have to understand. And you can see here some arrows are given up and down. If you see there, one orange color arrow is going down and a violet color arrow is going up, bluish violet color arrow is going up. So it is showing that how they are communicating between the central nervous system and the other part of the organs. Is it clear? Is it clear? Next one, we are going to discuss about a very important part that takes place in our body, which is called as reflex action. Reflex action. So this diagram, it is copied from the book. Concept is very simple. You can see here two pathways. We know that we have central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. So here we are going to discuss about how the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous systems are going to function. So all the decisions every time, it is not taken by the brain, but after taking the decision it will be informed to the brain. It will be informed to the brain that this has happened. But what decision to take, sometimes brain is not, they will not take the decision. Why and how, that is what we are going to discuss here. So you know that reflex is an involuntary action, and it is a sudden response to a stimuli. Stimuli means an external factor which can make some changes inside of us. They are known as the stimulus. That will be good also, that will be bad also. Accordingly the body is going to judge and take a decision. So if you see here, here it is, I think it is given as a knife or a needle. It is going to cut something. Yeah, many things it can be cut, or instead of that knife or something, your textbook is given with a hot plate. Consider when you are touching something hot at your home, suddenly you will pull your hand. That is what we are going to discuss. So your leg is there, the leg is we have muscles there, we have the nervous system attached there. So when one stimulus came, and when one stimulus comes and touches to the leg part, what will happen? If the stimulus, if we need a very sudden action, what is happening? That message of the stimulus will be carried through an afferent pathway to the spinal cord. Remember, spinal cord. There the spinal cord will take a decision through efferent pathway, which includes the motor neuron also. It will give a message to that particular portion of the leg, either to pull or hit, whatever it is. So here it is pricking or cutting, so it means pulling. That's all. This particular function or action is known as reflex action, or otherwise it is called as reflex arc. Concept is simple. So here one question will come: why spinal cord has taken decision, why not brain? Why spinal cord has taken decision? Because if they wait for a decision to be taken by the brain, here the tissues will damage. Once more damages happen to a tissues and to the cell, it is very difficult to recover it back. So they need very sudden decision. That decision is taken by the spinal cord. But the spinal cord will inform this to the brain. Very best example I'll give you. At home, knowingly or unknowingly, all of us has touched the hot plate. So when we are touched the hot plate, we will pull our hand very fast, but we will come to know about that pain, that is heat sensation, after a second, a millisecond. I think all of you have experienced that. That is what it is. Spinal cord has given the message to pull. Done. Once it is pulled, that message is passed to the brain that I given the order to pull, and this happened to the one particular part of the body. Once it is recognized by the brain, we will start to know the pain. Is it clear? And there is one more interesting fact is there, the brain itself. When the brain is paining, brain can't recognize it very fast. If any other part of the body is paining, brain can understand it very fast. This is the main thing. So this particular function or this particular action is known as reflex action or reflex arc. This question is asked in the CBSE examination many times, many times, with the diagram, without diagram. This diagram is very important, but you can change the diagram. It is not that you have to draw the same, but there should be a stimulus, there should be a response. Instead of leg, you can write, you can draw hands, but the pathway should be the same. And if you see here, you can see it is a white matter, gray matter. This white matter and gray matter means where there are more ganglia or where there are more neurons are present. According to that, it is named as white matter and gray matter. If more neurons are present, it more less neurons are present, it will be outside, that is white, and the more neurons are present to the middle, it will be look like gray, it will be look like gray, so it is known as gray matter. Is it clear? And interneuron means a neuron which connects within the spinal cord to convey the message. That means a message, after message is reached the spinal cord, there should be something which has to give the instruction to the motor neurons. That particular connection is done by this interneuron. So they will carry that and the message will be given to the hand or a leg. Is it clear? So this is the main thing you have to understand. And there are some diseases are also there by which we can't understand the sensations. There are some diseases. So one disease is known, one of the diseases is known as Hans disease. Otherwise, it is known as leprosy, Mycobacterium leprae. When this disease is affected, it was very old age disease. It is reported in Bible and in some of the old age writings. It was discussed there. Whenever this disease is infected to the body, we will lose the sense. We can't sense anything. So if we cut a portion of that person's body also, they can't sense. So that one condition is that. Another condition comes whenever we take anesthesia, whenever we are undergoing surgery. So when we enter into the surgery room, the doctor will give anesthesia to us so that we can't sense the pain. And there are many painkillers are available in the markets. So each and every pain, there are pain receptors are there. So these pain receptors will be blocked in the brain, so that this particular pain will not be sensed by the body. But it is for a long, it is not for a long period of time, it will be for a short period of time, very short period of time, not for a long period of time. So after that we will sense little amount of pain. Is it clear? If there is any doubt, please comment wherever I am posting this video. Is it clear? Thank you.